Hello, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to our Tuesday webinar. Today is going to be a little different. We're going to mix it up on you again, and we're going to talk about 텔로메가. 텔로메가 is going to be the star of the show today because we have a new and improved 텔로메가 that will be shipping very, very soon. Good morning, Dr. Chris.
Good morning, Dr. Tina. Yes, this is going to be a great webinar today. So let's get started. First of all, we talk a lot about just reversing the clock and rejuvenation. And what that means is reversing the biological age. Our biological age is dependent upon, how the body functions and its appearance versus the chronological age is the number of years we count since we were born. But it's really that biological age that makes all the difference. And when we talk about function, we mean, how's your vision? How's your balance, your coordination, digestion, elimination? How can you still build muscle like you used to when you were young? And how's your sleep? Are you getting that deep restorative sleep? These are the things we look at as far as body functions to determine your biological age. And of course, appearance, obviously shows up with hair, skin, and nails, and, the changes that occur on our outward appearance. So, Dr. Tina, it's so important that we really help everyone understand their biological age is what really counts, not the chronological age.
Exactly. And one other key factor is with your biological age, how are you handling stress? Because we have a lot of stress that comes at us as well. If you're not handling stress well, if you're not sleeping well, we just know that you've moved into more of the accelerated aging phase stages as well. So we can at any point in time reverse the biological age, and that's what we focus on with 텔로유스 and 텔로메가.
Exactly, and these two formulas are just so powerful in their ability to, restore health and return back the clock. And today, as Dr. Tia mentioned, this is a special presentation focusing on 텔로메가 because we've got a enhanced version. We always use the krill oil, but the krill oil was sourced from a place that made very specific pearls, these capsules that we would take. The krill is just so bioavailable and it doesn't repeat and it's easy to take. So there's no need for this extra, ingredient on the capsule. But also the fact that we source it from an oil base rather than its manufacturer base in this, we're able to maintain the full complement of all the key ingredients in the krill, meaning the key components. You'll see in this chart the comparison between the astaxanthin. There's practically 3 times the amount of astaxanthin, and you see an increase of the DHA, the EPA levels, the omega-3 levels, the phospholipid levels, and that's because by not removing that extra astaxanthin, you're not taking with you those essential fatty acids that would be trailing with it. So now you have the same amount, the 500 milligrams in each pearl, and you see the daily recommended dose is 2,000 milligrams, so that's 4 pearls. And you see the whole complement of the nutritional value that you would obtain. So 3 times more of the astaxanthin and a nice improvement on the DHA, EPA, the total omega-3s, and the phospholipids. Pretty exciting, Dr. Tina.
It is, and 2 things I just want to stress. Well, let's go with 3 since we're on it. We increase the purity by removing the flavoring, the natural flavoring. We've also increased the nutritional value. And number 3, we did not increase the price. Okay, so very key factors there. And let's talk about krill. Our 텔로메가 is 100% krill, and krill is not a fish oil. Fish oils used to be very good for us. I mean, we were taking fish oils when they were less processed, they were cleaner, they had less toxins in them, but today we can't say that about fish oil. So we converted over, well, a couple of years ago, over to krill, Dr. Chris and I, because of the things we're talking about here today. And people go, well, what is krill? And krill is what the whales eat in the ocean. It's that tiny superstar of the ocean. You know, they glow in the dark. They live up to 10 years. They can lay 10,000 eggs a day. They cover 11% of the Earth's oceans. Why is this important? You know, we talk about the abundant nature of krill. We have a lot of krill in the ocean. As a matter of fact, there's twice the size of the human biomass. So thinking of biomass, it's okay. The humans make up 36% of the biomass on the planet. Well, krill is double that. So 72% of the biomass. Okay, so they're very, very abundant. But you can see how small they are. And also you can see them from space. Dr. Chris, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, just to understand that they're at the core structure of nature's food source. So, you know, you look at the food chain and specifically the ocean, you know, everything feeds from that tiniest little creature that nature has made so abundant and prolific. And it's so important. And one of the things, you know, if you've ever studied evolution and how man has really evolved with his cognitive skills, you know, it's the human species. When we went from the plains to the oceans to the coastal regions, this is when the development of the brain and the nervous system really advanced. And it was because of the access to these essential fats that are so important. And so here's the key component that you're seeing here that is at the core of just nature's structure and food source. So pretty exciting stuff.
Exactly. So let's see. We're going to show you a video about our telomega and why it is so unique and so important for the body. Oh, we'll do that after this cross section of the cell. This is the cross section of the cell. Now, why is this important? Dr. Chris and I talk about healing or repairing and really focusing at that foundational level. And that's at the cellular level. When we look at having a healthy cell, the healthy cell then creates healthy organs, healthy tissue, healthy glands, healthy systems. They all build off of each other. The healthier our cells are, the healthier the rest of those other components are of the body. And so when we look at our krill, we focus on when you take your krill, it has that our cells have this phospholipid layer. And we have the phospholipids in krill, our telomega, that builds directly on the outside of our cells. Very key and important because Tello유스 rebuilds our receptor sites, these antenna. Tello유스 infuses our body with signals as though we are young. So we have to have this healthy layer, cellular layer on the outside, inside of every cell for many different functions for these antenna or these receptors to rebuild. We have to have these cells connect in with the antenna to send signals in. And then there are also signals that come from the inside of the cell and move out. We're going to see that as well in future slides here. Dr. Chris, do you want have anything to add?
Yeah, let's go to the next slide because we're really the communication company, the signaling company, and we've enhanced that ability for the body to communicate and signal because we've added the telomega to our product line. And you all know about the importance of the signaling, and as Dr. Tina just showed on the cross-section of the cell, the receptor sites and the signals. that come in and out through that mechanism. But there's also other mechanisms that are called these little tiny sacs. They're little vesicles, and they are formed inside the cell, and they go out and signal outside and release their signals inside their little compartment. And this is called exocytosis. And all that means is going from, it's the cell, the cytocyte that goes outside. So exocytosis is going from inside to out, and endocytosis is going from outside to in. So this is showing you how these little capsules are also used not just to capture on the signals on the receptor sites, but to capture on the surface layers. And what's important to understand is that it requires these good essential fats. And the layers of these different components, the physiology of the body. So when you look at the cell surface, you see the phospholipid layer. You look at the mitochondria inside the cell, the nucleus, all of those surfaces have the phospholipid layer. You have things, and I'm going to get a little technical here, but appreciate the fact that all the different components, the exosomes that we talk about that's in our surion, the reason we can deliver the surion into the skin surface is because these signals are protected by this phospholipid layer. The ribosomes that make the proteins inside the cell, the peroxisomes that make the lipid compounds, the fatty compounds, the lysosomes that are these pools of enzymes. So these are all these little components that require this healthy phospholipid layer, and we're providing the components to do that with our 텔로메가. So this is really key to the whole functioning of the body and the signaling. So we're truly the signaling company now, Dr. Tina. Communication is our number one priority.
Yes, the bottom line is we need good fats, and 텔로메가 provides the fats that we need for all of these different functions. So, you don't have to worry about, oh my goodness, am I eating the good fats, bad fats? You should be eating really good fats, but you do need to be supplementing with your 텔로메가. And let's talk about some of these unique benefits. So we have, excuse me, a lot of these areas that Dr. Chris talked about, the phospholipids, the omegas, the choline, and the astaxanthin. This is all natural in our krill formula, in our 텔로메가, and it's so pure. And because it is so pure, we have the better absorption as well. What's exciting about when you take your krill, a lot of people who take fish oil have a real challenge with burping or digesting fats, even though they might be good fats, because they have gallbladder issues, congested gallbladder, or they might even have a gallbladder that's removed. And what we have with our krill, our 텔로메가, is that we get to deliver directly to that cell membrane layer, and it doesn't have to process through that gallbladder. And so a lot of people will notice that they don't get the belching, they don't have that indigestion when taking their 텔로메가. They get better absorption. And we talked about cellular health. We get to deliver right to that structure, creating very flexible layers for all of our cells. Very key and important as we rebuild the body and move into our rejuvenation process. Now we'll watch the video.
Tello유스 krill oil provides powerful phospholipids with omega-3s and choline, delivering whole body health benefits. Our body is composed of trillions of cells, each of which is protected by a membrane called the phospholipid bilayer that provides structure, enables nutrient uptake, energy production, and countless vital functions that form the basis for life. What really sets krill oil apart is that it is naturally rich in these phospholipids. Tello유스 krill oil phospholipids ensures superior transport, delivery, and integration of omega-3s and choline directly into the cell's bilayer. This is the krill oil phospholipid advantage. This benefits every cell and organ in your body, including your heart, liver, muscles, and even your skin. Healthy cells, healthy body with Tello유스 krill oil.
I love that animation, Dr. Tina, because it just shows the benefits on a microscopic level. And when you fix all these dynamics of the body and its physiology on a microscopic level, you get macroscopic benefits. And what I mean by macroscopic benefits, you have the brain and the central nervous system that improves in its function. You facilitate the immune system function with, these excellent source of healthy fats. And what that does is it reduces pain and inflammation and swelling throughout the body. And it improves the cardiovascular system. This is why we can say it improves the blood lipids and the heart health, because you've enhanced the circulation. And circulation, we're talking about microcirculation. That's why you see the improvement in eye health, because you can get in there and just, have this microcirculation enhanced and improve all the functions of all the systems of the body. And of course, one of the key regulatory and energetic systems in the body is the endocrine system. And you see in the lower right-hand corner there that it helps manage PMS symptoms and reproductive health, and the reproductive health of men and women. So it's just a phenomenal addition to your food and your supplementation when you're taking the best source of essential fatty acids that you need for your body. So all these systems are enhanced because we're working at that, microscopic level inside and outside the cell with these good fats. Dr. Tina, anything you'd like to add?
I would. The other thing that's important with our Telomega is it's also a saponifier. What that means is it breaks down bad fat deposits in the body. So a lot of clients of mine are experiencing non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. What does that mean? It means that they have fatty deposits in their liver, and when our liver is not functioning optimal, it truly affects many other systems of our body. So we need to break down those bad fats, and Telomega does that. It also breaks down congestion in the arteries, those bad fats that are the bad cholesterol buildup in the arteries. So really important to know that it just kind of goes in there and breaks all that stuff down and moves it out through the elimination system as well. So how do you take it? We have created a new intake form. Hopefully this will be a little bit easier now. This is where we're talking about both Tello유스 in conjunction with Telomega, but let's talk about Telomega here first. If you are doing well and you're just doing a maintenance type of program, or you don't have any issues, or just trying to do a little prevention, 2 of the gel caps twice a day, that's 4 a day, taken with food. Here's what's critical. With your Telomega, always take it with food. It will deliver to the cells more efficiently with food. If you're in the rejuvenation stage 1 or 2, you take 4 gels minimally twice a day with food. Okay, so we have some people taking up to 12 a day based on, some of the issues or imbalances that they're specifically dealing with. And I don't know, Dr. Chris, do you want to go into how to take Tello유스?
It's pretty much self-described there, but again, understand how the two work together, and you're taking your Tello유스 away from food and your Telomega with food. And I just love the convenience that we have now with the bulk formula, where we can just take a scoop of it and just put it in water, or just add it for children to put it into some kind of delivery system like some yogurt or applesauce, and it really helps to get it into the body. And these two formulas together are just super dynamic approach for rejuvenation?
The dynamic approach for reversing your biological age.